Welcome to part 3 of using a vector, and in this part I'm going to load up example 3 here and show you quite a few different things here, actually 3 or 4. The first thing I'm going to do, notice I've created an example 3, and then I will jump down here into my int main and put an example 3 so we can call it when we're done. Alright, now let's go up here, and I'm just going to copy some things in first. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab our code that created our integer vector, and notice it instantiated it with 3 elements. Okay, and then we're going to call this not example 4 but example 3. All right, and what we're going to do here is check the size of it. It should show us 3, and then we're going to come down here and loop through and see those. Okay, but then what I want to do is say, okay, what happens, how do I take one out? Well, I am going to do a VTC, notice, pop back. All right, and if I just do pop back, and then I go through and list the size of the elements again, or just list the elements again, and I'm going to go grab some code to do that and put it in here. A lot of lines of code here, but don't let that intimidate you. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm just doing very simple examples. So notice what I'm going to do right here. I am going to call pop back, and that is going to take the last one off, and then we're going to loop through it right here and see what it looks like. Okay, and so let's compile this. And so this is a way to take the end element off of the vector. All right, and so we'll jump out there and we will execute it, and then notice in example 3 the contents of the vector, and then we did pop back. Okay, and then the contents of the vector after using pop back, notice 77 is gone. Okay, and it is this pop back right here that took 77 off. It took off the last element in the vector. Okay, pretty straightforward. What if I want to put it back? Okay, well, all I've got to do to put it back is to use the push back. All right, and so let's do that. Let's just call a push back, and I'm just going to come down here, do VTC dot push back, and we had 77 in there, so we'll just put it back now. All right, and so we'll push back 77, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run the same looping thing again. I could have called this out somewhere, but I'm just going to keep looping through it. Okay, and let's change this contents after using push back 77. Okay, and so let's compile this. So again, push back is just going to place a variable on the end, or place an element with a value in it on the end of the vector. Okay, let me pull this up, clear it off so it's a little easier for us to see. And so notice after pop back the 77 was gone, and then after using pushback 77 we put it right back. So pop back will remove one, pushback will put it right back there. Well, now let's take one more look at one more thing I want to show you before I run out of time here, and that is how to erase, for example, the second element. All right, and we're just going to continue this in example 3. Now your example is going to have this broken down into 5 examples, but I didn't want to spend all that amount of time here, and so I've kind of cut some stuff off for you, okay, to save you some time having to watch me do it. But you will see the full thing in your work files. So what I want to do is, notice I've got 45, 52, and 77 still in there. Okay, that's in the vector because we popped the 77 off and then we pushed it back. Okay, and so what I want to do now is, how can I remove just a certain element? Okay, well, notice I can call VTC dot, notice, erase. Okay, and then I'm going to do another trick here and call VTC begin. Okay, plus 1. Now notice that statement that says, okay, I want to erase something, but I want you to go to the beginning, then I want you to add 1 to that. That would be the second value, would be index 1, right? So it should be the 52 right here, okay? So we will run that, and then we are going to, guess what, loop through again. Not the most efficient code in the world, okay? But you'll get an idea of what's going on. Contents of VTC after using, I'll just copy this down here, after using this, okay? And so we will compile this, and then we'll jump out here, clear it, run it again. Now notice, so here's our example 3. The contents were 45, 52, 77. We did a pop back, the 77 went away. We did a push back 77, put it back. And then we erased the second one, which was the beginning plus 1. And notice we took the middle one out, which was 52. All right. Now, this example right here, this erase and then begin, gives you a couple of more little hints of things that you can do here. Now, these little examples are the things that you should really spend some time on. Make sure you burn these things into your brain, you get real comfortable at how these things work, and then expand it past vector and go out and play with list and map and some of those other things, okay? So we'll end it here with vector, but that's just a bunch of simple examples that you can use to work with the vector container.